Hey friends, I'm doing my 6-month check-in on my journey to $1 million, and I'm doing it live as a challenge to myself to be more open, more vulnerable, more in open connection with life. And there's like so many stories inside me about this journey, but here is where I am. I have not made a lot of money in the last 6 months, but in the last, 2 or 3 weeks, I have felt a really deep shift, and in particular, I feel a decision has been made inside me, and I suddenly am feeling so excited about what is happening and what's to come in a way that tells me I've really the shift is happening. And I've talked in previous videos about how, um, the the money is a little bit of a distraction, and something that has become very clear to me is that the whole point of this is who I become rather um, than what I get out of it. Like, by becoming the version of me who moves with more boldness, more self-trust, with more excitement and delight about what I'm doing and how I'm being in the world, the business that is so fun to run will be a natural byproduct of me being that person. And the $1 million that I'm going to make, more than $1 million, it will be a byproduct of that. So I've had this very deep shift, and a lot of people talk about this. Um, that the sort of default mainstream view is that we live in I think it's the have, do, be, the model, that like you have money, and so you go do the things, and that turns you into the person that you want to be. You have lots of money, so you go on an awesome vacation and you feel like a rich person who's living the life that you want. And that is the like mainstream default model, but that the way things actually work is the be, do, have model. Be the person who you want to be, who is then capable of doing what is necessary to have the things in life that you want. And that is the shift that I am finally embodying. So I've been engaged with manifestation culture for years, and like this, like visualize and get into the high vibe, and like wait for the inspired action, or like be available for the inspired action. And it seems like that works for lots of people, though. The farther I go in this journey, the more I'm like, does it really? Um, but what I'm recognizing is that the true process of manifestation, at least for me, is to manifest the version of me who loves doing the things that are necessary to create the life that I want, to create the business that has the kind of impact that I am here to have. So I am here to have a global impact, to shift the world in the direction of inclusive self love, recognizing that we are not separate from each other, we are not separate from the earth, and that by loving my whole self, I am naturally going to do the things that create healing and harmony in the world and that spread that kind of energy. And I know that the more of us who are truly in tune with that kind of energy, the more that all of these problems that we're facing will actually turn out to be symptoms of the deeper problem, which is the fundamental self rejection and self abandonment in our society. I will take that chime as a confirmation and emphasis of this idea. So I'm like, I feel my open heart, and I am feeling just profoundly grateful for this journey and for the transformation that I am experiencing. I set the intention to make $1 million in my business by October 29th of this year. And will I? I don't know, but will I become the person who does make $1 million years? I absolutely will. And I will be that version of myself who does that, not through hustle, grind, forcing, like trying to make myself fit into the ways of the old dominant paradigm. I will do that in a way that is aligned with my heart and with delight and with the magic that I know is possible. I am not just here to embody wealth, I am here to embody transformation, and the kind of transformation that is news we can use. So that is my check in and update and like where I am in this moment. And I just finished reading this book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, Be Your Future Self Now, which is confirming everything that I had already sort of like intuitively come to. And one of the practices that he shares in this book is to send a message to your future self that is talking about what you're hoping for that future self. So, um, so after I finish this live stream, I'm gonna make a video that I'll post that will go live at the end of this year on December 31st of this year. That is a message to that future self and my hopes for her. And I will not be mentioning any money goals in that message because again, the money, it's great and fine that like I want money, we all want money. Yeah, sure. But like what I actually want is to be feeling really awesome in my business, and I have some visions for what could make that possible, so that's what I'm gonna be tuning into. And I'm sharing this with you because I want to invite you to do something similar. Send a message to your future self and set it to publish, publish to everyone. Um, because one of the ways that we keep ourselves small is by just like hiding ourselves, and I I can really relate to that. I have spent years hiding myself, like even when I started making videos on Instagram and TikTok, and here, like I was putting myself out there while also hiding myself. And you can see that in my energy, like in the hesitance and the sort of like closed energy, and just like the you can I anyway can perceive my like gosh trying so hard and the cage of perfectionism that I was fighting my way out of. And will I always be fighting my way out of that? Maybe, but I'm like more and more free, and I believe, well, certainly it's palpable to me, and I believe that it is palpable to people outside of me as well. But I want to invite you to um, make a declaration toward your future self about your hopes and dreams for that person, and set it to publish in a public place as a planting the flag for your dreams, and like casting your the net of your dreams out into the future and into possibility. By speaking and sharing and putting yourself out there, you send the energy into the world, you open the door to possibility, and you never know what is going to be possible. So stay tuned. Um, this feels to me like a turning point, and I feel very excited to find out what happens next. Love you, friends.